You can see them all over the light.
Yeah.
Need to get an anteater in here.
Give me another one of those block rockin' beats. Beats.
Around the world. Is this what we're doing?
Beats.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60 cyclehum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast. Nice shirt, Ryan.
Thank you, Steve. You have a nice shirt too.
Thanks. This first
what does my shirt say?
It says Ryan.
Nice. What does your shirt say? Steve.
Oh wow.
Sweet.
This first ad was sent by Adam Pullman.
Adam.
We've never gotten an ad from Adam Pullman before.
This is our first Adam Pullman signature ad. And
Rubber-
is a doozy.
Rubber bridge guitar made from an old chemistry set, gold foil pickups, Handy Andy 2024 nostalgia. This is being sold by Awesome Sauce Guitars in Morongo Valley, California. They come up on this show relatively frequently.
Are we sure it's a chemistry set? It looks like it says chemistry.
Here's a funky rubber bridge guitar I put together with stuff I had laying around. It's got two modern gold foil pickups that sound nice and bright to counteract the darkness of the rubber bridge. Make sure to check the video below to hear it rockin'. Some of the parts are old and show their age, plenty of scrapes and bumps, but everything is solid as a rock. Super fun guitar. Is that what you think these are?
I thought they might be, but now that I'm looking at them, no, they are not. I thought they might be the same pickups that are in the Harmony Silhouette, but it is a different gold foil, where this is more of like a mesh.
It's a fine mesh. This is more of a gold foil.
Yeah. I wonder where he got these pickups. They look nice.
Probably like GFS.
GFS.
Oh, is there a picture inside that shows it? Here's a picture of the guy playing it.
Yeah, I watched. Well, that's a screen grab from the video. I actually watched him playing it. And he did a great job. He really played the dang thing. We get a lot of ads sent to us for like cigar box style guitars, and I almost never pick them because they're all kind of just the same thing. But I thought this was fun. I like this.
This has a lot going on. Cigar box guitars a lot of times are like 2, 3, 4 string guitars, and this is a full 6 stringer.
And it's a rubber bridge guitar. Like he was really milking the rubber bridge qualities of this thing in the video. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. I thought it was different. I was like, let's talk about this thing.
$625. I don't have a price gauge in my head for cigar box guitars.
Yeah,
but I feel like this price isn't. I'd love it more at like $500, but I think $625 is maybe okay.
It's approachable. It feels a bit steep to me for a rubber bridge guitar that is mostly novelty.
But it's a chemistry lab, right?
It's a chemistry lab by Wizard.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has value built in. But like it looks like a parts neck to me from like a kit or something like that. I don't know. The price is the price. This guy can charge whatever he wants because it looks cool and he did a good job of it. But I'm not tempted at that price, but I like looking at it. I think the subject matter is really neat. The chemistry.
Yeah.
Lab. Yeah. And the fact that it's an old metal box, I bet it's all rattly. So you get like this kind of like riveted, like cymbal sort of effect to it. Like I bet it like buzzes and creaks in fun ways as you're playing it.
Whoever gets this should like get some like children's like the monkey symbols, you know?
Yeah.
And put a couple of like mount those on the inside. I don't know if they'd sound like anything, but you should just do it because I said so.
I wonder how much this box cost as far as the material goes. You think if Steve is running to eBay as fast as he can.
I wonder if this is more of an Etsy product.
Maybe.
Wizard Chemistry
by Handy Andy.
Lab. There's a one for $50. Original vintage 1955 Handy Andy Mr. Wizard Chemistry Lab toy playset.
It's commended by the Consumer Service Bureau of Parents magazine as advertised therein.
looking at sold listings for this. Are there any? There are none. There
I mean,
are none recently sold.
$50 sounds about right to me.
Because there's another one that's not a sold list, or that's not a completed listing.
Then let's assume that
that's $180.
Oh my goodness. Let's consider. Well, let's just call it $100 then for the body.
Sure.
$100 for the body. Let's call it 75 for the neck. It looks like a kit neck to me.
Now, hold on. I will say that these other ones that are like $100 and maybe even this one that's $50, it's not just it's not just the box. It's the
full kit.
It's the full kit.
Well, this guy kept the chemistry part of it, and he's using that to do mad scientist.
And he
lab.
told the actual contents, "See you later."
Right. Okay, so we'll call the box $100 just to be generous.
Yeah.
75 for the neck. Let's round that up for 200 even once you throw in the bridge and the stop tail. And then let's call it $50 for the pickups just because we don't know where they're from. They could be GFS. They could be something nice. They could be the cheapest thing he found on Amazon. Mm-hmm. So 250 in parts is what I'm willing to call this.
I'd even be willing to call it 300.
You want to give it an even 300 in parts?
No, you know what? Because we're overestimating the body by so much. Yeah, 250. That's
I think in that neighborhood of 250 to 300 for the parts. So 300 labor, it doesn't feel that bad. 325 labor.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Not bad at all.
You have to love it. You have to fall in love with this to want to buy it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be for most people, but it does exist. And I feel like the price is relatively fair. I don't feel like arguing with it too much, I don't know. It's cool. I like looking at it. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, it'd be a fun wall hanger, living room guitar kind of a situation.
Too bad the art's the wrong direction. In this case, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's kind of a Bo Diddley thing,
Yeah.
Big square body. It's thick though. It's a thick case.
Awesome sauce guitars.
And you could fill it up with potassium and uranium and stuff like that. Chemistry stuff.
Yeah. You remember back in the day when you could buy a chemistry set with uranium?
Yeah, back when we were kids in the 1840s.
Yep. What kind of pet dinosaur did you have, Ryan?
Oh my gosh, I had a pteranodon.
I kind of wish we had. I don't wish this, but I kind of wish we had like a bigger representation of Gen Z listeners. Just so they could be like, you guys are old.
Gen Z listeners, get in the comment section.
Are we old?
Oh, we're old. Are you kidding me?
What's the current age cutoff?
My beard's mostly gray over here.
I mean, for what it's worth, Gen Z is as old as like 28 right now. So we do have some. Totally. I know we have some Gen Z audience.
Well, what's wild to think about?
What?
We've been doing the podcast for 10 years. So you know that there's people out there who started listening when they were 13, 14, something like that, and they're proper adults now.
That is weird. At some point in the future,
hello, proper adults.
At some point in the future, we should just do a Gen Alpha episode where every ad like, oh man, this rubber bridge guitar sure is throwing out the Skibbity Ohio Riz.
This guitar does have the Riz. It's dripping with Riz.
Dripping with the Riz.
Yeah.
This guitar could eat.
This guitar could eat. Yes, that's true, Steve. What do we want to talk about now?
We want to talk about all the Patreons we just left for
Let's
that.
not go too long on this.
Awful.
We went really long last time.
Dude, I say that every time and then you drag it out.
I didn't drag it out. I was trying to get it to wrap up.
All right.
Thank you, Patreons. You mean everything to us.
Patreon.com/60cyclehumcast. If you want to support this show and the things that we do, we super appreciate it.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I never stop thinking about the Patreons. It's all I ever think about.
And also thank you to this week's sponsor, Stringjoy.
That's right. Thank you, Stringjoy.
This week's episode is brought to you by Stringjoy. We have a link down below where you click that link and it says, hey, I visited the Stringjoy website because I saw the link on 60 Cycle Hum. These are orbiters. They're made out of metal and they're coated with enamel.
Yes, like your teeth.
Just like your teeth are.
Just like your baby teeth.
Your teeth are also made out of metal and then coated In enamel. That's right, Ryan. That's science.
Yeah, all our
bitch.
teeth are made out of metal and coated in enamel, just like a clawfoot tub.
I recommend these strings. Ryan recommends these strings.
I do.
Click on the link. Go check out the website. Use code HUM at checkout for 10% off. Go do all those things. Or don't. Like, if you don't need strings,
like,
don't do it.
Do whatever you want. Like,
if you need strings, go do it. String Joy, bitch.
If you're a keyboardist who watches this,
see, I ended the, and now, okay.
if you're a keyboardist who watches this channel for some reason, don't bother. Don't buy him. But if you play anything with strings, go check out String Joy.
This next ad,
and I'm sorry that Steve swore that he used a profanity in the middle of a sponsorship. That's right. That was the middle. I'm going to keep going.
I think I did it twice. This was sent by Andrew Lowrider. We got a couple new folks, right?
We do. We actually have a nice spread these past 2 weeks.
Musicmaster Baritone Natural. This is a 4-string Musicmaster bass that I converted to a 6-string baritone electric.
Yeah, you did.
The better part of 30 years ago. There basically weren't baritones back then, and I had to have one. I've used it on tons of recordings. It's a beast. The dowels on the headstocks are so push league that they're actually kind of cool. There's an extra hole on the headstock because I added a 7th to make the strings straighter. It worked.
It did work.
The guitar is amazing. The body has a seam that looks open, but it's rock solid. Okay, first of all, 30 years ago, so like 1994, yeah, I guess
I can't think of any baritones that were on the market.
You probably, your best bet would have been to probably get like a vintage Dan Electro or something.
Sure.
I feel like there might have been like some kind of funky Ibanez jazz box and baritone, but
there might have been a Dan Electro reissue at that point that was a baritone.
Maybe not in 94, but certainly
that might have been too early.
97.
Yeah, it might have been too early. Yeah. They want $1,367.73.
Oh my!
I wonder why that unusual price.
Because it's in West Hills, California, Ryan.
There's no conversion now. Maybe the person who sent these screen grabs. I don't remember if I did the screen grabs or someone sent. I did the screen grabs, so it wouldn't be a conversion price. Maybe they just did like a funky knock 60% off or something like that, and so the conversion turned out funny. It's something like that, is my guess. So what we have here is a Musicmaster bass that has been converted into a baritone guitar. And how did they do that? They removed the bass bridge.
And they added a Telecaster
bridge. They doweled the holes in the headstock for the tuners. And then they drilled 7 new holes for guitar tuners because they didn't like the placement of the low B, because it's baritone.
Which was correct. That placement would have been pretty rough.
Yeah, and so they did fix that issue. They got 3 string trees on this. But it looks like it should all work.
Yeah.
Like, technically, this should function just fine. My biggest beef here is that they didn't put a Telecaster pickup in the bridge. Like, yeah, you finished the job, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he's used it as a baritone for 30 years, Steve. Commit.
Yeah. No, you're right. I was gonna say there there could be some value here in that the body is relatively unmangled.
That's true.
The neck, on the other hand, is totally mangled, and I want to say that a proper Musicmaster bass is probably around $2,000 anyway. Off the top of my head, could be very wrong. So the price on this is mostly wrong, but I also just don't know how much cheaper you would need to go to make where I would think like, oh, that's the right
price. The price is wrong.
I think $800 is the price that I want this to be.
The price is wrong unless someone wants it. You know,
the price is wrong, Bob.
Steve already used up all his swears. All right, I'm going to search.
I've probably seen the TV version of Happy Gilmore more times than I've seen the un-TV version.
I think I've only seen that movie once or twice.
Well, you're missing out, man.
Okay, I'm seeing
classic.
I'm seeing a 75 to 81 for $900. So yeah,
For a Musicmaster bass,
Yeah.
like all goody, ready to go.
it.
Oh,
Let me look at the pictures.
I was way off.
It's all black.
So-
It's got a nice relic to it. I'll say that.
Sure,
It's got a hot rail,
but that means
for the pickup.
That means
it
this
has,
should be like.
but it doesn't have extra holes in the headstock. I'll say that.
And this should probably be like $600.
But I'm also seeing them for $1,500, $1,700, $1,495, $2,500 for 1970, $1,800 for 1974. It's making me want to buy that $900 one. Yeah, most of them are pushing up mid-thousand, getting close to 2,000 or above. Here's a 72 to 81 blue refin for $715. What are these ones that are more affordable? Like, what am I missing here? That's a refin.
$85 shipping, which is like the right amount of shipping, but
Huh. It's got those cool old tuners on it.
yeah.
No, don't tell me to put this in the drive. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put it in the drive.
You shouldn't put it in the drive. You should just buy it. Buy it now.
Oh my God. No, I
Make
don't.
an offer.
I don't need it. I want the baritone version.
Every once in a while, I feel like I'm missing a short scale bass again. And Harley Benton just came out with those short scale Fender knockoffs, and they look really cool. But
Short scale basses are so much fun.
They're
You
like-
throw some flats on them.
they're like $300, which is the right price for them, but too pricey for what I would want to
The
spend.
Harley
on them.
Bentons are 300.
Yeah, they're like $289 or something.
Oh, okay, all right. That feels more right. I don't know. Yeah, this should be under $1,000 for sure for what's happened, for the mingling of it.
Yeah.
Because there's two on Reverb that have been refinned or have different pickups, and they've lost value. This has lost considerable value compared to those.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
This is a personal project that like does have appeal since the baritone, the baritone guitar as an instrument has gotten an increase in popularity over the last since the time that this happened, really.
Yeah.
But it's
So this thing doesn't need to have that full
600. I'm saying 600.
600 feels good to me as a project starter.
700 if it had a Telecaster pickup.
Well, here's the debate in my head.
Yeah.
This bridge is reversible because it's only held in by the 3 screws that hold in the Telecaster bridge. Thank goodness they didn't put in screws around where the pickup goes in, and they didn't route out for the pickup. If I came into owning this,
Yes.
would I finish the job and route it out for a Telecaster bridge pickup
I sure hope so.
to get that bridge pickup twang, or would I take off that bridge and put on like a Dan Electro, not a Dan, like a Duosonic bridge,
Like a hardtail, but like a Fendery.
a proper hardtail, proper Fender of the era style hardtail, like a 3 saddle or something like that, to get it visually closer to what it's supposed to be.
The visual on this hurts. The extra, even if this had like a telly bridge, but it was like the half bridge,
a half telly bridge.
What was the half? What do they call
Look
it?
at a half
plate,
a half tray.
half tray.
Yeah. But look at how long the screws are out on the saddles.
yeah.
Like, you have to be very particular with the placement of the bridge. There might be doweling needed. This thing has to stay a baritone though. Like, you're not taking taking it back to bass.
No. Yeah, you're not gonna.
The
do that.
headstock is Swiss cheese at this point. How many dowels are you going to involve in this thing?
Well,
Although people wouldn't know that the bass tuners had been doweled if you just re-drilled out the bass tuners.
That's what I was thinking.
So you could, no matter what, this is going to have dowels in the headstock. If you wanted it to be a bass guitar again, all you got to do is a nut swap and a bridge swap, drill out those holes perfectly, and then dowel the guitar holes, and then you've got a different story. Like, oh yeah, someone converted this and then I reconverted it back. And so for, what'd you say, $600?
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
where I'd be.
I feel like that's a decent project either way. Like, this is a project starter no matter what. Unless, I mean, this guy played it like this for 30 years. Maybe it's magic.
I'm sure it's cool. I would at least want to replace the bridge or do the the full telly thing.
If I was going to keep this as a baritone, swap the bridge for a half tray or a duosonic bridge, I'd still route out for a pickup. Wide range in the bridge.
Ooh.
Tell me that doesn't sound sexy.
It at least would look sexy.
It would look era appropriate. It would still be like partsy weird.
Yeah.
It'd give you all that chrome at the bridge, but not too much chrome, and it would look like parts appropriate. I like that idea. I'm not going to do it, but maybe one of you will.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, get one of those reissue Kunif wide ranges and throw it in there. Now you've got a $1,000 guitar. You got a $1,000 Musicmaster Baritone. That's super, super cool. I'm into it.
That's a good plan. Let us know down in the comments if you did this, and then send us pictures, 60cyclehumcast@gmail.com.
Exactly. We're going to get an email in 4 years. Like, I finally finished the project. Yeah. We're like, what is this? We don't remember this.
Yeah, if you send us this in 4 years, please reference this specific episode number, because every once in a while we get a message from somebody and they say like, hey, remember this episode like really early on where you talked about da-da-da-da-da? And I'm like, no. And for some people, like in my head, really early on is like in the first 50 episodes. But I definitely know, like from our general audience, a lot of the general audience would say like anything probably before episode 200,
right? Or
like even 250 is an early episode. So we all have different ideas. So if you want to reference an old episode, you got to
tell us a number.
Tell us a number.
Yeah, send us a link.
Give us an idea.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I got, Ryan. You want to do what's new?
We got mail.
We do have mail.
I'll grab this one. You grab the other. Well, this one's for you,
me.
Right?
It's a thing I
That
bought.
one's for you?
This is for us.
That's for us. That one's for you.
Open that one first.
Okay, I'll open this one first, Steve, because it looks international. Where did this come from? Austria?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I'll prime this open.
European. One day I'm going to slice myself wide open with this knife.
And we're going to keep filming.
Yeah,
Your wife's going to take you to the hospital.
You think
I'm going to finish the episode.
It'd be like old times again. Now I'm like you, trying to tear the box.
All right.
What is this? What did we get?
Oh, we got some Der Unbedingt Eigens des Schmerz.
A VORPFX pedal? What do we have here?
Oh, and there's some CDs. Hey, Ryan and Steve, this is Horst from Austria, who sent you my double dodo pedals some time ago.
Oh, that's why I recognize the name VORP.
A while ago, you encouraged your listeners to send in their home-built pedals and showcase some of them on the YouTube channel. I haven't built many pedals recently, but I've been thinking about sending you another one of mine for a while now. For a while, I contemplated sending you one of my beard face pedals, but that may have been too obvious, so instead I chose to build something entirely new that was inspired by the kind of fuzz that you seem to enjoy. It's called the Ampere because some of the settings on it sound like the buzzing of a high voltage line. The controls should be self-explanatory: gain, gate, tone, volume. No hidden features, but gain and gate interact with each other as one pushes the other. So far, there's only one around, but I'm considering building a second one for myself. Hope you enjoy it. I've also included...
This is the only one?
That's the only one.
Thank you. That's way too generous. Jeez.
I've also included two of my most recent CDs by my ambient tone band, Orp. I personally think that Tiny Drops from the Deep End would make a great song for one of your podcast episodes, so if it's not too long, I'd be very happy if you considered it. It was recorded pretty much as you hear it, with one electric guitar and one cello, with only some bass parts overdubbed later.
I don't have a disc drive here. If we're able to find it online, we could play it on the show. If Steve wants to figure that out, or we can figure it out.
What I can do.
Figure it out for later. We're taking a break to read quietly, I suppose.
Oh, they're two different CDs.
Right, there's two CDs.
I thought it was two of the same CD.
You know how I could tell there was two CDs, Steve? Accounting.
I didn't see the covers. I know there's objectively 2 CDs.
There's 2 objects in front of you. Oh, there's 2 things here?
Oh, let me do this other thing.
Crack open the bag, but
this is mine. I bought this.
You bought it.
I had this. So I'm on a Discord. And
we're all on a Discord, Steve. You're not special.
I'm on the Discord for the Tone Control podcast, and they did a giveaway for a gift card, and I was the winner. And these are the things that I bought from Honey Picks. Friend of the show, Rick, has his pick company, Honey Picks.
Yeah.
And I got a $25 gift card, and I bought these things. And the first thing I bought was this shirt, because I really like the green shirt that I have from them, and I wanted another colored shirt. So I got this
blue shirt,
Carolina blue Honey Picks shirt.
There you go.
I got it.
Now you won't be naked anymore. That's a fine looking shirt, Steve.
That's true. And I got some picks.
Oh yeah, there's some cool picks in here. And a bit of honey.
There's a bit of honey. And I got 3 picks.
Here, lay those picks out on the table and I'll take a picture.
Why'd you lay your picks out on the table? I got these 3 picks here. I got this pick
you wanted to.
because it looked cool. I got this pick because it's made out of peak.
Peak?
Peak. That's the name of the material.
What is peak?
It's a type. It's this kind of.
Okay, hurry up and put them all down so I can take a picture.
And I got this pick, which is the Buddy Blues signature pick.
Interesting. What? I want to know what is peak?
It's that super slick material.
It is super slick. It feels like plastic from like 1962.
I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Like it feels like plastic that
slick.
like medical equipment would be made out of. And it's that beige color of like hospital food trays.
They are ABS. So
wow, that's super grippy.
ABS plastic. This one is Peak. And I'm not sure what the Buddy Blues is made out of.
Feel how grippy that is.
That's very grippy.
That's crazy.
I did order it with texture. Wow.
This is exciting stuff, guys. It's picking time. Oh yeah, that's interesting.
I think Peak is the same material. Do you remember this pick company called Blue Chip?
This is how I know I like it.
By how it sounds when you drop it?
I like that clink from a pick when it drops. It's weirdly what I listen for in my pick selection.
I think there was a company a while ago called Blue Chip. I don't know if they're still around.
I remember Blue Chip.
And I think this is very similar to the material that Blue Chip used.
Gotcha.
But I can't confirm that. So yeah,
you can't or you won't, Steve?
Both. Either or.
All right.
Potato.
Yeah. Let's call this whole thing off.
All right. Oh, man.
What's next, man?
So worn out.
We got half an hour, then we get to go to bed.
We got half an hour, and then I get to drive for an hour.
We get half an hour, then I get to go to bed.
Yeah. This next segment of the show,
unless we go long,
is called Chase Bliss.
Oh, yeah.
It's a part of the show where we talk about our friend Joel over at Chase Bliss and the pedals that he and his company make. They're wonderful sound machines.
You want to take your signal and you want to scramble it all up, whether you're playing bass, you're playing guitar, you're playing synth, you're playing harmonica through a microphone. Grab yourself a Chase Bliss pedal or 2 or 3 or 4. It's going to scramble you all up. You're just going to turn your signal into bleeps and bloops and blinks and plonks. It's going to be glorious. You're going to love it. Chase Bliss audio, Chase Bliss visual, Chase Bliss olfactory, like all your senses will be delighted by Chase Bliss pedals. So check them out, buy pairs of every single thing that they sell, and tell them that we sent you.
If you're not chasing bliss, then
you're going the wrong direction.
Then
that's a good line.
You might as well just take a piss.
No, that's not a good line.
No?
If you're not chasing bliss, you're going the wrong direction. Put that on a bumper sticker. That's good stuff.
I'm not good at ad slogans this week.
That's true.
Ryan, do you want to do this week's topic?
Steve is missing a lot of blood still, guys. He has an excuse.
You want to do this week's topic?
They took all the red out of his blood and put it back clear.
Yeah.
Steve's blood is clear right now.
Apparently it could take like 3 months to recover.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
I've always been afraid to give blood, which makes me sound like an asshole. I know. And now you're not helping me, man. This is a conversation we had last week about Steve giving blood, and it's freaking me out more than ever.
I feel like,
and I'd sell my blood to a Dracula.
The last time I gave blood, it was fine. I'm for the most part like this.
Why did you double down?
This was just a heavy lifting day. Well, the thing I read online about, they call it, so at the Red Cross they call it Power Reds. Other places they just call it double red blood.
They shouldn't encourage this. They
But
shouldn't. What are the next time? Are they going to tell you they're going to try to pressure you to do 3 times as much as normal?
you just sign up for it.
They're trying to get you to beat your score.
So when you
I can't believe we're talking about
in
this
some
again.
of the reviews of it, it says that people say that they actually feel better doing it as compared to a standard blood donation, because you get all of like,
you get your clear back.
you get the mass back, so you're not like walking around 2 pints low. You just have less red blood cells, so you still got that oxygen depletion, but you're not 2 pounds lighter or whatever. You're not a liter lighter.
If I ever work up the courage, and it takes courage. All you who do this are so brave. If I ever work up the courage to give blood, I'm going to be like, can we start with like half normal?
You know, if you give blood, it'll save 3 people's lives, Ryan.
They're going to take 3 people's blood out of me?
Apparently when they take like whatever 1 unit of blood out of you.
So you're saying you saved 6 people's lives?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, now I feel like an asshole.
And so that's the whole deal. That's especially in Southern California, where I think there's like always a shortage. And
we go through a lot of blood around here.
And you know, those lives could be adult lives, those lives could be baby lives. When my second, I don't remember for my first kid, but when my second kid was born, my wife lost a lot of blood. We got a whole lot of transfusion action going on.
They should send out a little like a certificate for each life that you save.
I think like if you actually go into like the San Diego blood bank system and you're doing it a lot, like this is only probably the third.
Like you have the app.
Yeah, no,
so
like
track your blood.
Like there's people who are like really hardcore about it, and now that they have digital systems, it's like, okay, like you can go on and you can like log into your profile and see when the last time you donated was. And then I think some of them, I don't know about the San Diego one, but some of them have like a counter where it's like, you've donated 25 times, which is equivalent to like, which is enough blood to go to 75 patients.
Wow. So
they'll break all that stuff down. Now, 25 times would be like, I think it would take like 12, I want to say like 12 years, or maybe it's like 4 years. 4 years to get.
I have to go get my blood tested regularly for my diabetes stuff, to get my A1C tested and stuff.
Right.
It freaks me out every time.
Just doing like the 3 ml draw or whatever.
Yeah, it freaks me out.
Just a little vial.
No, I have to like close my eyes and like meditate.
Well, dude, I don't look at it when the needle goes in. I was looking out the window. I was looking at the beautiful building I work in.
I have a tough time with it for some reason.
But then once it was in there, like if I don't have to, I was having fun watching the blood go in and out of the tube. But I'm
not squeamish with most stuff, but for some reason, like it like the nerves of it all just drive, like the knowing that my flesh is being penetrated. Like
I was watching it during what was the demo that came out?
We should have just continued this conversation last episode instead of stringing it across 2 weeks.
What was the demo this week?
I don't know, man.
What was the demo from today? Like literally, you launched it like 5 hours.
Oh, the fuzz right?
No.
Oh, the Marla amp.
The Marla amp, yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago, dude.
Well, for these people it was, but for me it was today.
Okay.
I was watching that demo while I was giving blood.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just sitting there.
No wonder you feel so woozy.
I was sitting there watching the amp video, and one of the Godzilla movies was on TV.
Nice. Which one?
The one with Godzilla and King Kong, and
one of the new ones,
Mecha Godzilla.
Oh, okay. Godzilla versus Kong.
Is that? And it seemed like they were destroying some city, but the city wasn't real. I was very confused.
It is Tokyo.
But why weren't any people there? Did they?
Everyone knew that the fight was going to happen.
Oh,
they had to get out. Yeah.
Okay. They were already
Godzilla and King Kong. They were putting up posters that said Kong versus Zilla, and it had them like facing off.
It kind of seemed that way.
Yeah, it is like Don King was involved.
So basically,
and you know who Don King was representing?
The Mecha Godzilla. The humans. No. Don King was
Godzilla. You thought you would think he was going to go with King Kong because it's in the name, but no,
Yeah.
he knows winner when he sees it. You know,
dude, you just spoiled the ending. I didn't get that far.
but no, neither of them. Mechagodzilla lost.
Do they team up?
Yeah.
Wait, does Mechagodzilla become sentient or something?
They have mutual respect for each other.
Because so the vibe that I got is because couldn't really hear it. I was also watching the Marla demo. I thought that like Godzilla took over the consciousness of Mechagodzilla, but was that not the case? How did Mechagodzilla?
It was an AI, I think.
It's an AI.
There was an AI that they were trying to make a Mechagodzilla to fight Godzilla, and then the Mechagodzilla became self-aware and became an evil Mechagodzilla.
That's the future Elon Musk wants for you people. Wake up.
Wake up, sheeple.
Right,
Godzilla and King Kong and Mechagodzilla are coming.
Yeah, and there was like other like Mothras and stuff in it, but
Yeah, there's Mothras.
but they were like baby Mothras or
baby
something.
Mothras.
Anyway,
Mothra.
Ryan, you got
This episode is way off the rails.
you got the topic, dude?
Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me find it real quick. Michael Kraus asks, Ryan, if you could have one thing of Steve's, what would it be? Same for Steve. One thing of Ryan's. Also, I'm talking about gear, you bunch of weirdos.
Oh, because I really wanted your Brian mannequin.
You want my mannequin?
No. I'm looking around now.
It's a little bit unfair because
You got a lot more stuff than
I mean,
do.
you have a lot of stuff too.
Do you want to break this down into like how about this? Do you want to start with like pedals or something?
I know you have a lot of pedals.
I don't have as many pedals as you do, but I have more pedals. Well, yeah, dude, you got like 5 totes full of affordaboards, but I ain't picking one of those.
I feel like if we actually compared counts of regular pedals, it might actually be pretty even. You just keep everything in boxes.
No, I got almost everything on that. Well, I got most of it on the shelf, but then I got one pedal board full, and I do have a bunch of boxes.
What guitars do you have right now?
I only have 10 guitars.
You have the Jag Stang, you have the MIJ Strat, you have
the Les Paul.
That is a cool Les Paul.
I have the Telecaster.
I'm not going to take your Tele.
I have the PV Generation.
Right.
I've got the Italia Mondial bass. I've got
I don't mean basses. I didn't say basses, Steve.
Then that's all the guitars.
Okay.
You want to know about acoustic guitars?
I might grab that Japanese Strat, man.
I got parts of an Ibanez Roadstar too.
That Japanese Strat is
that's the choice.
It's a magic one. It feels amazing in the hands, you know. What if mine would like it's not even all in here. So
I know. So I'm at a disadvantage.
You're not really, because there's still plenty to choose from.
I think it's not the most valuable guitar.
I mean, you could do amps too. What amps do you have?
No, well, I want to start like let's do a guitar swap, and then maybe we can go back to the pedal topic. We can talk like do a pedal. I don't want to do pedals. You don't want to do a pedal swap.
I mean, pedal swaps is just something that we could do.
I know,
right? Big deal.
A guitar swap is something we
also
could
you
do.
Only buy like 4 different brands.
That's true. Lately, I only buy one brand. No, that's not true. I've bought 2 brands this year. I'm really thinking the RevStar, man.
Damn.
I've always liked that RevStar.
It is. I could see you being all about that guitar.
But I mean, AV was it the Ampro 2? No, that's the AV 2.
The American Vintage 2 is the red one. The Ampro 2 is the C-Chrome green one.
That C-Chrome over there.
Yeah, I've been playing that a lot lately. It is good.
I mean, really, I always go back to this. I know it's out there somewhere. I don't want to say if you are listening to this and you own it and you want to get rid of it to get in contact with me, because I probably can't afford it. But, someone asked about the one that got away. And for me, it's that orange Roni Lil Stinker, man. I think about that guitar way too much. Way too much.
I sold that thing because I was in a fever pitch of I've got too much stuff.
Yeah, dude.
I don't regret it. I'm glad I sold it.
I don't regret that you sold it. I regret that I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I should have done a trade for you to you, or I probably would have given you a really good price if you wanted to buy it.
Yeah, now I'm in the place to do stuff like that.
Here's the thing, like
back then.
that guitar played awesome and it felt amazing.
You didn't like the way it sounded, but I did.
I liked the way it sounded, but the pickups were prohibitively microphonic.
Right. I don't think I play it.
And
I never was really playing loud enough for it to be a problem.
Also, it didn't have a wiggle stick.
Yeah, then not a problem.
Should have just I should have just swapped the bridge pickup. But it had the pickup. The pickups looked cool. Is the thing, you know?
And now those pickups are being reproduced by Gun Street.
Oh, are they?
Yep.
Oh. Hopefully the new ones aren't microphonic.
No, I'm sure they are. They're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be?
Yeah, they're like repro 1950s pickups or 1960s.
That's right.
They're like repro Valcos.
Yeah.
Yeah, guitar. I mean, is there something else that I'm missing? Because a Revstar feels real obvious.
Well,
to
I've
me.
got that Revelator up in the
Revelator's
offices.
Pretty high up that.
I've got the Cream guitar that I still haven't demoed. I have got. You want the fake Rickenbacker?
Oh God. No.
Every time I look at that thing, I feel sad that I still have it. Like it's
So there was a comment on YouTube the other day that was like, if you put half of the effort into this Rickenbacker as you put into like something else. What was it? It was
a Bullet Mustang.
Yeah.
Because this one guy commented on like 6 of those videos where like I refinished it like twice a month for like 5 times in a row or something like that. I would take it apart and then I would paint on it with paint pens. Yeah. And the problem with that thinking is that the Bullet Mustang was actually a lot of fun out of the box. The fake Rickenbacker has never once been fun, and I don't believe it ever will be. I just need to call that thing done. I need to destroy it. Like don't try to talk me out of it. I need to destroy it in some sort of creative way. I can't take it to the bridge. I already done a bridge before.
We already did a bridge.
I need to take it to some other.
If you're going to do a bridge, it's going to have to be a bigger bridge. And if you go to a bigger bridge, you're going to go to jail.
And if you go to a bigger bridge, then you're probably going to want to have a glass of milk with it.
Yeah. And if you're going to have a glass of milk with it, the cops are going to read you a bedtime story.
Instead of taking it to a bridge, like starting high and going low, I need to take it to like a rocket hobbyist and have them shoot it straight up in the air. That'd be pretty fun.
How many can you, I mean, I'm sure there are rocket hobbyists who have like, who deal in rockets of that size.
I bet I'd have to drive out to the desert or something to make this happen. If there's a rocket hobbyist in San Diego and if you want to drill holes in a fake Rickenbacker and try to launch this thing, I'll work with you. Let's make it happen. If you're in the Southern California area and you want to convert a guitar into a rocket and shoot it straight up in the air and then watch it fall to the ground, I'm on board.
Okay, there's that option. This might be a little too dangerous an option. It might be too difficult because of the weight. I don't really know. But maybe you take a page out of the Chaos Audio Playbook and get a weather balloon guy to launch your guitar into space.
I don't want to litter.
Well, you get it back eventually. You shoot it up.
How far am I going to have to drive?
That's part of the adventure. You film it. It's tent, baby. You break it into like you could break it into multiple episodes. Could be a whole series. Ryan, here's the thing.
I feel like it's too heavy.
Here's the thing.
It's a lot heavier than a pedal or like what's another thing people
it might be too heavy, but here's the thing. Last week we opened the Meowdulator from Bee's Music Shop, right?
Yeah.
Super cool pedal.
I remember. Yeah.
Super cool pedal.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Yeah.
The promo Instagram reel for that by this point probably has like 4 million views.
Of course.
Like it's ridiculous. It's insane. Like literally I talked to Brian the other day and it was at like 3.4 million.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I think, right? Totally nuts. In the last like 3 months, the Emilys have been in multiple guitar publications. Guitar World.
I need to change my name to Emily.
Guitar Ultimate, Guitar whatever, like all these places. We haven't been featured in a guitar publication in like 4 years.
I know.
and it makes me sad.
I think about it every day. I actually have never thought about it once.
And I think about like, what is the thing that we can do to get the attention of legacy print media? Okay, it sounds really dumb when I say it out loud. It sounds really dumb.
I don't care about legacy print media. I just want to get the clicks, guys. I just want to get clicks on videos.
All right, Ryan, we did a guitar.
Click.
We did a guitar.
What amps do you have? I want to know.
I got
the Rev.
The Rev.
You've got the Gamatron.
I got the Gamatron. I have a crate power block. I have a excuse me. I got the Fendler that's broken.
The broken Fendler.
I got a broken Yamaha G100, I think.
You still have that?
Yeah.
My gosh.
Because I've never had the ability to put it on a bench. I've only opened it up once. I'm still convinced it could be something really
a lot of
simple.
broken stuff, man.
I've got a award sessionette that has 2 broken knobs on it because Adam took it on tour. Is that all the amps I have? That might be all the amps I have.
I have one of your acoustics.
You have one. I have an acoustic 150 that's here.
Yeah.
That's all of the amps. I don't think any of those amps you would be interested in.
I mean, one of them's technically mine. The Rev.
Oh, the Rev. Yeah.
I mean, I've functionally given it to you. Like
I made a video with it, sort of, not really.
We're still on this topic somehow.
Well, I'm just trying to think. Like I
don't know. For me,
the guitars is easy. I know. Okay, I know the effects. I agree. We could, if you wanted to borrow one of my pedals, you could just say, "Hey, can I borrow that?"
Dude, I'll trade pedals with you. I'll give you pedals all day long.
But what I'm saying is, like, just right now, if we did not do this, is there something you're like, man, I wish I had one of those? There might not be anything.
We are the 2 wrong people to do this because we have just so much access to too much gear.
You want another UA Golden? I got one of those.
You do have another one of those. Pick an amp that you want from me, Steve. What amp would you want? You want the Marla?
I think in principle, your most interesting amp to me right now is the Marla.
Really?
Yeah.
Steve was excited about the Marla.
I watched that roll out on Working Class Music and on Get Offset, and so I've been pretty like seeing how that's developed. I think I think it's an interesting concept.
It's the prototype too.
Yeah.
And I didn't mention it, but that apparently he's friends with one of the guitarists from Daikaiju. And
cool.
So they got to play with that amp before I got it.
So, like, I feel like now you own one, right? But I feel like a few years ago, you probably would have said, like, the Rubberneck is a pedal that I own that you wanted.
Yeah, and I have a Rubberneck now.
But now you have one. I mean, that is the other problem with pedals is most of them, like, it's not like most pedals are unobtainium.
Right.
Like, if I want it,
you want it, you can get
buy
it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Well, this topic's a bit of a bust, isn't it?
The pedal one's hard.
Let's do the last ad and get out of here. What was the last ad? Oh, the Lowrider, sent by Justin.
Okay, I just saw the Half Horse, and it triggered a memory of a pedal that you have, that I feel like you have, but man, I don't remember.
Don't drop my reverb.
I don't remember what it is.
All right.
Oh, sorry guys.
We're tired.
Down.
Steve is missing a bunch of red blood cells. I got winged ants.
Is there any other gear that we could swap Rooney?
I don't know, man.
Swap. We have the same soldering iron.
Maybe like a multi-effects unit, like you want to.
I only have a stomp. I don't need anything else.
All right. I don't know, man.
I think my power supplies are better than yours.
Probably. I have a bunch of cheap power supplies.
I got a Chalks, and I got. Well, you gave me one, like probably your nicest power supply. I think you gave me.
Really?
Yeah. Well, what's your nicest power supply? Do you think?
Probably the Walrus Phoenix.
Oh, you have the Walrus Phoenix.
Yeah, that's like their old school one.
Because I have the Anasounds one. You had the Anasounds one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah, it seems like it should be a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I haven't actually plugged it in.
Every power supply is great until you find the one thing that it doesn't work with.
Well, that's been the one running conversation for the last while, but I've seen it come up more and more often is apparently there's something weird about the way the Zuma operates, where like high draw pedals, like pedals that boot up too fast, basically, like, so high draw digital pedals that want to boot up like as soon as power hits them. The Zuma, I guess the speculation, I don't know if it's confirmed, but I think the speculation is that it doesn't output enough. Like the Zuma has a warm up time. So if you have a digital pedal that also has a warm up time, that if you have a digital pedal that,
how long is it going to take to start this line of
I know.
thought?
If you have a digital pedal that doesn't have a warm up time, so it goes from like 0 to 300 milliamp draw like instantly, the Zuma won't work with it.
Right.
And I don't know if that's
because it's got that slow power.
It's like case by case. I've never had a problem with the Zuma because I don't use high draw digital pedals.
But that's been my experience with all power supplies. Like eventually you find the thing that doesn't like that power supply, and then you have to get creative. Like I haven't run into one power supply yet that just works with everything. It's weird. It's wild. You'd think that there'd be a power supply that just works with everything, and it's not the case. Eventually you're going to find that one thing that just is funky, and then you're going to grab a one spot, and the one spot works with everything.
The one spot always works with everything until you run every two thing.
No, it'll work with any one thing because it's 9 volts, but it's like 1700 milliamps.
Yeah.
So it's like, unless your thing needs 12 volts or 18 volts or whatever, the one spot's just going to work every single time. But then as soon as you start daisy chaining, then things get weird, especially with digital pedals.
This last ad was sent by Justin Jolkowski, and you butchered his name, sir.
I did?
Yeah. Fender Todd Krause Masterbuilt Lowrider 70 Stratocaster 2010. This 2010 Masterbuilt Strat, as featured in the 2010 Masterbuilt calendar, will definitely turn some heads cruising through the venue. The guitar is a Todd Krause Masterbuilt 70 style hardtail Strat with one wicked paint job by Troy Lee Designs, and is in very good condition with some finish checking throughout the body and neck. The guitar features an alder body, has a 69 U maple neck with a 725-inch radius fingerboard, and has custom shop 69 pickups. The guitar also comes with the original Fender case with purple plush interior. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. This is $9,000. It used to be $50 shipping, but now that shipping is free, this listing has ended.
Free ship.
Does not appear that it's sold.
Steve, I want you to use your eyes. I want you to look at this, and I want you to find what you think I don't like about it. The thing that's sticking out to me. Can you find it?
Probably that center stripe, that faux wood thing.
Nope. I like it all. There's
you like it all.
Trick question. This is great. I picked this just because I like looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is great. It's a super cool. Like they did it. They did the thing. They made it look like a 1970s lowrider or like a pimped out van or something like that. It just needs to have like the purple like jewel window on it. You know, I just really like it. I like looking at it. The center stripe is like a metallic, like fish scale, kind of like airbrushing. Yeah. I love the green contrasting against that, and just it. I don't know. I think it's a really great example. I love the checking in the headstock and the clear coat. Like I love that this is a full blown period piece. Like it's got the bullet truss rod. It's got the 70s headstock. It feels like
3-bolt neck,
a fully correct period piece.
Yep. It's even like they made hardtail Strats in the 70s.
And you know what? What's neat about the hardtail?
What's neat about the hardtail
is that that's totally like a chop shop hot rod lowrider thing to do. Take a Strat and convert it to hardtail. Like that's something you would do to a lowrider car. Is completely convert a part of it to be something else. Like. I just think it's cool.
Here's the problem with this guitar, Ryan.
It's $9,000 or whatever.
No, here's the problem with this guitar. You buy this guitar, legally you can only play slow ride.
Right.
You can play slow ride. You can play free ride, and obviously you can play Lowrider.
Exactly.
And that's it. Those are the only 3 songs. Oh, Magic Carpet Ride. You can play Magic Carpet Ride too.
Sure. Lowrider's a fun song to play.
And you can play the theme to the A-Team.
Okay. So what are we going to pick? What is our ad of the week, Steve? Who's going?
You can play Take It Easy on alternate Tuesdays.
You could play a bunch of Santana on this and it would work. Yeah. Who's your pick, Steve?
For this
we got
week?
the chemistry box. We got the Musicmaster Baritone, and we got the Lowrider. I think I'm going with the Baritone, man.
Yeah, Baritone.
No spin needed. Musicmaster Baritone. Who was that? Who won that?
Somebody new. I know it's somebody new. I don't know who.
Andrew Lobiondo.
Yeah.
Andrew Lobiondo.
Congratulations, Andrew.
Yes.
I did find the song from Horst. So we're gonna play that off of his Bandcamp and
from these CDs.
Yeah, from one of those CDs. This is the song Tiny Drops. I'm gonna read about this album. It says the difficult 7th album. This took much longer to shape than we thought. After abandoning a project that we would have included extensive field recordings, we decided to instead focus on new tonalities and work heavily with modulation and sound compression. We hope you like the new guitar and cello sounds. We find them extremely psychedelic and evocative. This song is called Tiny Drops.
I'm assuming this is the end of the song. Close to it. I want to sleep to music like that. Like I want like a 10-hour track of that.
You probably could get that somewhere.
I don't want it to repeat though. Like
it's on Bandcamp. Oh, you just want like one? Would you take that? You want?
I want him to
song,
compose a 9-hour long version of it. Yeah, because I would hear the repeats. I would hear where it started.
Don't you only need enough of the song for you to fall asleep, or you want to hear it? You still want to hear it going when you wake up?
I want to hear it in my dreams.
I hear it in your dreams.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want it to influence my dreams.
Have you ever watched this movie? I don't think it was that popular, but they kind of had that idea in it about like listening to music and you could like hear it in your dream. It's this little movie called Inception. You ever heard of that movie?
Must be like an indie flick or something like that. I've never heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it was that popular.
Yeah. Like you like incepting music into your dreams. Like, I don't know. Weird. All right. Bye everybody.
Stay grounded.